Good day, virtual pilots. Welcome to this presentation of the VATSAF PTD. We are currently situated at Cape Town International Airport, and today we will continue our exploration of approach charts for this specific airport. As to our previous video, you will recall that we've covered the SIDS and STARS, or the Standard Instrumentation Departures and Standard Instrumentation Arrivals for Cape Town International. You would also recall the following chart. This chart was the plan view for the Airbus 1 Bravo Royal for runway 19er. For this exercise, we will cover the straight-in ILS approach for runway 19er. Here's the overall view of the current published chart on the SACAA's website for the ILS approach for runway 19er in Cape Town. You will see that this map consists of three different sections. Section 1 will be the plan view, or the top-down view of your approach. Section 2 will be the profile view of your approach. And Section 3 will be information for the pilot to note. As previously observed, the chart will contain certain information at the top, which will tell you which airport, which runway, which category of aircraft, aerodrome elevation, and the type of chart, and some depicting some frequencies in terms of approach tower as well as ATIS. As you can see from this chart, it caters for different types of approach patterns for the ILS runway 19er. But for this exercise, we will only look at the straight-in approach after the completion of your Airbus 1 Bravo Star. On the plan view section, this chart will cater for various frequencies that are available for navigation onto the ILS for runway 19er. It will also depict some geographical information about the surroundings when approaching the ILS for runway 19er Cape Town. You will also note that it caters for various types of approaches and approach patterns onto the ILS. The next section of the chart will be the profile view. That will be a dissect view as viewed from the side when approaching onto the ILS for runway 19er. For the straight-in approach for the ILS for runway 19er, we need to be at a maximum height of 3,000 feet, depicted in the bold letters, or a minimum height of 2,850 feet, depicted in the lesser bold letters just below. This altitude needs to be leveled at 12 DME from the Charlie Tango Victor VOR, or 11 DME from the Kilo Sierra India localizer. At 8 DME of the Kilo Sierra India localizer frequency, you should be at an altitude of 2,865 feet maximum, or 2,718 feet minimum. On 5.48 DME on the Kilo Sierra India localizer frequency, you should be at a height of 1,973 feet maximum, or 1,826 feet minimum. The reason why we have the maximums and the minimums is to maintain a glide path of 3.2%, so that you don't come in either too high or too low. Coming in too low, you run the risk of hitting certain obstructions, as this is the safe approach altitudes. This chart will also depict the 3.2% glide path descent rate. It will differ from ILS approaches at different airports. At 2 DME, Kilo Sierra India localizer frequency, you should be at a height of a maximum of 826 feet, or 679 feet minimum. On this map, you will see a dotted line with an arrow. This depicts the go-around altitude, as normally your decision height, if you are declaring a missed approach or you have to go around due to a technical issue. The final section will be the pilot's brief in terms of the approach. The section at the lower part of the pilot brief is just an indication of distance, time, and your descent rate for different category of aircraft and airspeeds. This in short will conclude our presentation on the ILS approach. You will also see that these approach charts might differ from airport to airport, but the basic information will still remain the same. Thank you for watching. If you like, subscribe. Hit the bell to be notified of any new updates, and safe landings.